Yeah, man. What it do? Yeah, it's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live from the NY, back on another one of that Repented podcast. For those that don't know who I am him, Junns the NBIC, giving all praise and glory to the heavenlies, for they are worthy to be what? To be praised. Last but not least, want to give a shout out to all you guys for your continuous support, leaving all the feedback, the positive, the negative, all things is respected and needed, because it allows me to do what I do best, and that is to continue keeping my foot on you heathens, you he-gros, and the newly installed Heathenites next. Round of applause for that. Yeah, man. Listen, man, beautiful day. My apologies for yesterday. Like I said, man, I came home exhausted, tired. I worked out. I was running, then I went and met with my client, what I'm saying, and didn't even get a chance to rest. What I'm saying. I'm not that 25-year-old man no more, right? We getting up there age, so you gotta conserve all energy, you gotta restore all energy, and always be built for war and prepare to deal with the enemy. You feel me? But that's the reason for my that's the reason for me not being able to present the live. But you know how we do, man. I gotta come the next day, come even stronger, harder than before. And listen, man, look, I'm just gonna tell you how it is, man. It's about that time for us as people to reevaluate everything. Like I've been telling on numerous occasions, many lives, many Sember conversations, many podcasts. I've been saying, listen, man, it's time for us to really start questioning everything that has been exposed to us, everything that was thrown at us. We got to start questioning it. Why? Because there's so much things that's being said. There's so much things that's being said, so much things that's being done that's literally leaving us astray. Now, even us now with this so-called, spiritual awakening, and let me rephrase that: soulful awakening, right? Us being in this soulful awakening, it seems like we're just here, right? Where we are still in the foundation of processing what we're learning, but it's in the guidelines of religion, right? And my job as the awoken, as one of the messengers, yes, this is not something I looked to do. This was something I was ordained to do. And as one of the messengers, my job is to give people clarity of what's going on in our everyday lives, and how religion has literally affected our everyday existence, right? So the other day I was, putting my stuff together like I always do. Every time something comes upon me, when Mama Love speaks to me, I make it my job to bring forth information. So the last live that I've done, I told you about the name, right? Why are they lying on the name of the creators, right? And I broke it down for you. And I'm gonna continue stressing the fact that the reason why the creator's name, Sunini Nanini, those two names, right? It's Nini is the name, but you see Sunini and then you see Nanini. The reason why is being not being revered on the earth is because it's a reference of both male and female. See, when we realize that in order for us to elevate, it's gonna take us to be together, male and female. When we remove this ideology that's been taught to us through slavery, right? That a man don't need a woman or a woman don't need a man. When we remove that and we understand the importance of each other, knowing that our hold, our strength comes within each other. When we realize that, this is when the next phase, the next chapter of, first of all, raising warriors, right? Because a child needs a balance. A child is going to have a balance. It's going to have a male perspective, a female perspective, and he or she is going to be able to decipher and process it and be able to move forward, right? Moving forward into what? Into a righteous being, right? So it takes a righteous being to be able to combat the strings, the puppets, the agents, the evil ones that comes along with the adversary and his children and his minions and the coconuts, you know, the ones that look like us, talk like us, but really not of us, right? It's gonna take righteous creations that's gonna combat what's going on, right? So today I was, you know, getting ready to come on, and like I said in my IG, I was gonna talk about fathers being of age hollering at young girls, and here's a father reaching out to a young girl, to come to find out the young girl that he was hollering at was his estranged daughter, right? And then I seen another video where here's a father in a full-fledged relationship with his daughter unknowingly, until the mother and the daughter decided to go on a family date, meaning the mother's gonna come with her man, the daughter's gonna bring her man, to come on the scene to find out that the daughter was in a full-fledged relationship with her biological father. I was gonna talk about that, and I am gonna talk about that, don't worry. But while doing all that, putting stuff together, something came across my page. Something came across my feed. And this is something that I had to address. And then after I address that, I also want to tap into this new documentary. And shout out to my sis who brought it to my attention and said she needs me to check that out. Right? So looking at this video, I see in the video, and the video is basically, matter of fact, instead of talking about it, I'll just let you guys see it. I'll just let you guys see it. Hold on. Let me change.
I am a very blessed man. Me and Kathy are very blessed, physically and financially. I've had more people criticize me over that jet. They still can't get over it. Criticize me over my house. They didn't pay for it. I paid for it. Let me tell you why. That's water on a duck's back to me. And I'm going to give you a scripture. Be not thou afraid when one is made rich. When the glory of his house is increased. Read that. And pull that up in the Amplified. Verse 16 of Psalms chapter. Be not thou afraid when one is made rich, when the glory of his house.
Well, it's Amplified says it, be not afraid when an ungodly one is made rich.
That's true.
When the wealth and glory of his house are increased, and goes on, for when he dies he will carry nothing away.
Yeah, I
his
understand.
glory will not descend.
See, God don't care if someone's ungodly to be rich or godly to be rich. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever at all. You see what I'm saying?
So now, you know, you know I'm gonna have to pull out the scripture. You know, you see, first and foremost, let me just read Psalms 147. I want you guys, I want to set the narrative straight to the point. You know, no hiccups, no confusion. I want brothers and sisters to really understand what I'm saying right now. Okay? So we on Psalms 149, but before we get to 149, let me set it off with 147. I just want you guys to just see this quick fast. Verse 19. And I'm not going to read it. I'm going to let the computer read it. I'm not going to read it. Listen carefully. He showed his word unto Akobi, his statutes and judgment unto the Akobians. There's no Israel. Yes, I know. And we're gonna touch on the biblos moving forward. We're gonna touch on it, and I'm gonna show you guys how they literally took a record and rewrote it to fit their narratives, their cultures, their perspective, their views on life, how to eat, what to eat. I'm going to show you. Don't worry. We're going to get to that, right? Verse 20 says, he has not dealt so with any nation, and the judgment. As for the judgment, they have not known them. Praise ye the creators. We know Lord, Baal, Lucifer, male, father, all that is praise and worship to Lucifer. We know that. We know that. The word said, let us create man in our image, O-U-R. And then they try to correct it and say, male he made he, and female he made she. This is how they try to correct it. But like I tell you, the creators always leave bits and pieces to the pie so you can bake it accordingly and eat right, right? A lot of us ain't eating right because, like I said before, this religion foundation has distorted the minds of the people. So it's my job as an individual to give you guys the correction. And yes, the correction is going to come from a so-called street individual like myself. It ain't gonna come from the TD Jakes, the TD Snakes, or those that's been reading scriptures since they was 15 years old. No. That's not how it goes. Sorry. It's not how it goes, boo-boo. He's gonna use the bottom to confine the wise. Right? The individuals that was outside doing wrong, they the ones that's gonna change the world, because they the ones that was created to do wrong, to get right, to make sure, to give hope and give admiration and give guidance and understanding for those that's doing wrong right now, and ensuring them that, look, man, being righteous is not what religion has taught you to be. Being righteous is doing the ways of the creators, following the rules and regulations of the universe, because everything has laws. Everything was done in decency and order. But you're going to hear it later, though. Don't worry. Right? So let's go to Psalms 149. I just wanted to set the stage right. So, because the word wasn't given unto nobody but the children of Jacob. Right? Verse 16, this is what he was reading, right? But let's start off with verse 15. It says, but the creator will redeem my soul. You see, not the spirit, my soul, from the powers of the grave, for they shall receive me. They shall receive me. Verse 16 says, be not thou afraid when one is made rich, when the glory of his house is increased. Okay, for when he die, he shall carry nothing away. His glory shall not descend after him. So what he didn't understand is he just took it as being, be not afraid when one is made rich. So you can tell he just went into the search bar and typed in the word rich and found the precept, and it suited what he wanted to tell you. Right? Be not afraid. So in his mind, it was, be not afraid, man. Yeah, I'm rich, but that shouldn't be your concern. Why are you afraid? I'm still bringing forth the truth. See, he didn't know that it was more. See, he left it as that, and then he stopped himself and told the sister to read. And then the sister said, but wait, hold on. It says what? It says, for when he dieth, he shall carry nothing away. His glory shall not descend after him. Though while he lived, he blessed his soul, and men will praise thee when thou dost well to thyself. He shall go to the generation of his fathers. They shall never see light. Men that is in honor and understanding not is like a beast that perish. Like I said, Psalms 147 said what? Unto the children of Jacob, since the word was given. So a man that is in honor and understandeth not is like the beast that perish. So here you got a man who knows he's on borrowed time, and when he departs, he's going to be like a beast. He's going to be like a beast that perish, because nobody ain't going to remember him. I don't even know this man's name, right? These individuals are like Floyd Mayweather. They glorify themselves based on the objects and the material things that they have, right? Yes, I got a private jet. Yes, I got a home. I paid for that. You didn't pay for that. He's telling you, right? He's telling you what he's doing with your hard-earned money, the hard-earned money that you guys are saving up, thinking that you're giving tithings, thinking that you're doing the works of the creators. And in reality, you're not. You're doing the works of Lucifer. That's it. And the people and the influencers who got high influence, you guys are paying their lifestyle. You understand? Right? So why am I saying this? Why am I bringing this out? I'm bringing this out because people still haven't awoken to the realization that they are being led astray. Our people has not awoken and come to the realization that they are being lied to. Our people are still in a space of fear. They think that because if I denounce Christianity, if I denounce Islam, if I denounce Buddhism, Judaism, Hebrewism, I'm doing the works of the world, then I'm gonna go to hell and I don't want to be condemned. I don't want to be judged. Listen, man, judgment is already on the earth, people. The judgment is on the earth. The line has been drawn a long, long time ago. From the minute you was born, the line was drawn for you. Everything is written. We're just playing it out. Everything. Some of you guys have visions on how you're going to leave this earth, but you guys are thinking that it was a bad dream. No, things is already written. The things that we are doing, right, was premeditated, was ordained to happen. And one of those things that's ordained to happen is when the colored people, the black, browns, are waking up and saying, nah, this is not the route for me to go. I have to let this go. We have to let this go. And eventually, and I'm saying it now, and I know a lot of you guys is going to be upset. Eventually, we're going to have to let the Biblo go too. Because the Biblo is being used to destroy people. The Biblos is being used to control people. The Biblos is being used to put people in a state of fear. But we're not gonna, we can't get rid of it until the word of the creators is installed in our hearts in 150%. Until that time occurs, it's really hard for brothers and sisters to just let the word go. Because there's a lot of people who still hasn't had the eyes to see, nor the ears to hear. So we gotta be very patient. I have to be very patient. But at the same time, I'm telling you, the more you dig down the rabbit hole, the more you realize that the word that was supposedly put together by our ancestors has been plagiarized, has become a counterfeit. You're not carrying the full bill. You guys are carrying the falsified version. You don't got the $100 bill. You got the old-fashioned $2 bill, right? You just don't. And I know, like I said, I know it's a tough pill to digest, pause. But at the same time, we must realize that this book was purposely given unto the slaves to create fear, confusion, division. And we are divided. Our whole community is divided just based on the foundation of religion. And it's time for brothers and sisters to denounce that. We need to go back to the royal law, fear the creators, and love thy neighbors like we love ourselves. We need to start loving each other again. We need to stop having judgment. Right? You can't judge a book by its cover. Those might judge me because I speak with a slang and I speak with a so-called swagger. I speak that talk that a person of age could not comprehend, but somebody that's from my age bracket and younger can understand, right? And that comes from what? A perception that comes with religion. Oh, he's a gang member. Oh, he's of this world. Who's teaching you this? How are we trying to get closer? How are we trying to get closer to the creators when we can't even get closer to each other? When to get closer to the creator, we must show that we worthy to be unified amongst each other. And the only way we're going to do that is through what? Denouncing these religions. And I'm not gonna stop there. I wanted to show you guys this documentary that I just finished watching. It was crazy, phenomenal. And if you guys didn't watch it, if you got a Netflix account, please, I advise you guys to watch it. It's crazy. It's called, let me get the name. I don't want to butcher it. Hold on. Let me get the name. Let me get the name.
I am a very...
My bad. Let me get the name. It's called Dancing for the Devil. The 7M TikTok cult. Here we go. It says, let me just give you a rundown of what this is. So basically, this is it was a group of individuals who were TikTok dancers, and all of this was going on prior to the pandemic, excuse me, right? So here's a group of individuals, and they was doing the dancing, and TikTok blew up, and they end up having millions of followers. And there was this guy, and his name goes by the name of Isaiah, a Chinese guy, Asian. And he was reaching out to these dudes. And he got these dudes to be a part of this management team called the 7M. I'm just giving you a brief summary. It's more in-depth details, but I really want you guys to tune in. Right? But joining this so-called management, they was forced to step away, to separate themselves from their families. They was forced to only focus on in-house relationships, right? Outside sources, they was, and based on what the pastor was saying, the pastor name was Michael something. Based on what he was saying, people from the outside are the sinners. They're hellbound. You, as the awoken, as the chosen, you have been awoken to come upon this, to be a part of this, to be saved. Listening to me, you will be saved. You will do this, you'll do that, etc., 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 etc. Why am I talking about that? You see, watching this documentary, excuse me, it let me know that religion, no matter the demographics, is nothing but a Luciferian cult. All of it. All of it. And they use the word. They use the word to condemn and to create fear upon the people. That man, through this whole thing, he kept preaching about hell. How you gonna go to hell? Hell, hell, hell. And this is gonna happen. That is gonna happen. And then it hits me. I said, I remember being in an organization that used to teach the same thing. And it took for me to walk away. It took for me to walk away to realize that I was leading my family down a path of destruction. Now, don't get it twisted. There was a lot of knowledgeable information I have retrieved from these organizations, but the foundation of it all was cultish. The teachings that came along with those that had questions, when they thought of somebody being rebellious, they was using the same tactics that this brother in this documentary was using. And when the pressure got hot, he advised the members to go spend time with their family and to forbid the family to ask questions of what goes on within their church. That this was a management / church dancing for the devil. Yes. And when you watch it, and this is for those that's been in religion, this is for those that been in positions, this is for those that just been in that type of environment. I just ask for you to watch it, but don't watch it in a space to rebuttal. Watch it and pay attention. Watch it and pay attention and see if you can get the discernment, because I seen what this man was doing. I seen that in me. And I had to say to myself, nah, this is not how the game goes. This is not what the creators wanted us to do. This is not what the creators wanted us to do. And if we are individuals that's saying that we wanted to be like Christ, before you try to be like Christ, you should try to be like Job. Before trying to be like Christ, you should try being like Joshua. You should try being like Abram. You should try being like Jacoby. Because your Savior wanted to be like those names I just mentioned. We should be striving to be like Enoch, obedient. Now, am I saying that what's being said in the word is lies or is it truth? I'm not saying none of that. I'm saying that whether we in religion, whether we just regular individuals, there's one thing that we all can agree with. All of us can agree to this. We all can agree that we know when we're doing something right and we know when we're doing something wrong. We all can agree to it. And we don't need any religious organization to tell us how to get closer to the creators. Because in fact, these organizations, these individuals, these teachings, these practices are just doing exactly what Lucifer wanted to do, and that's divide and conquer. And I realized that. And as for me, being a colored man who already got the boulders of this world on my back, as a man who's already guilty until proven innocent, I can't know that I'm guilty until proven innocent and then look upon my brothers and sisters and act like they're innocent or act like they're evil, knowing that they got the same bullseye on their back like they got it on mine. Your Savior says, he said to the Pharisees, why you want me to sit with you? You guys, you don't need a physician. He was sitting with the killers, with the gangsters. And guess what he was doing? He wasn't teaching them to be religious. He was teaching them to be righteous, righteous according to the universe. See, when the Lucifer knows that you're being righteous to the universe, he sends the mercenaries to remove you. He sends their agents, the Judas, to remove you. They listen, they tapping in. They tapping in into your phones. They ride and circling your blocks. They're checking your emails because they're looking for fault, because what you're doing goes against the very existence of humanity. See, Job 9 and 24 says, the world has been given unto the hands of the wicked. See, the hands of the wicked would never want righteousness to ever stand and be strong again. This world must be in a state of complete chaos, because through chaos comes what? Solution. And the solution is coming from who? The pollution. They have polluted our minds, our hearts, and our souls. As you heard what I said, they have polluted our hearts, our minds, and our soul. They told you that you got to be in the spirit. They told you that if you don't have the spirit of anything, that you're not in a space of the creators. Spirit is a demon, people. Spirit is a demon. And if you're thinking I'm lying, show me a good spirit. Show me what a good spirit is. You show me a good spirit, and I can show you how that person is connected through the soul of the creators. Because like I told you guys before, numerous of times, when they took our records and rewrote it to fit their narrative, to give praise to their ancestors, their gods. They created a New Testament to give a brand new location to where they wanted you guys to believe the Holy Land was. But even through reading that, you can see that all they've done was give you guys a fairy tale story that uphold them. That's all it was. And this is no disrespect. Listen, this is for the Europeans. Don't break what's not broken. Continue teaching your people that, teach your children that, give them that belief. But for us, the children of Akobi, those that's from Alkebulan, you know deep down in your heart you come from Africa. Your skin tone didn't come from no Western Hemisphere. If you come from the Western Hemisphere, then you should be able to walk outside with no shirt on when it's freezing cold and not have a problem. I see Europeans do that all the time. I've seen Europeans dive into below zero waters and have no issues. I've seen Europeans running, snowing with no shirt on, no issues. We can't do that. You know why? Because it's not in our DNA. We don't come from that habitat. So for us, our objective is to follow the ways of the righteous. And the ways of righteousness will not come from no teachings that's coming from the enemy. Our teachings will not come from the enemy. The book of Genesis gave us the location on where the Holy Land is. The objective now is, okay, that's the Holy Land. Now I need to go there and speak to the people. Are you going to find chaos? Are you going to find crazy? Are you going to find, of course, the world was given unto the hands of the wicked. But our job as individuals, is to do what? Our job as individuals is to find our identity. We are not in no position to say what is good, what is bad. We got to tap it into everything and allow the heavenly ones to guide our path. We have to remember Psalms 23. As we, the children of Akobi, walk through the shadow of death, we shall fear no evil, nothing, zero. Bring it on. Bring it on. Even if death comes along with it, bring it. Bring it. We can't die. We are eternal. The hell story, and I'm gonna give you the breakdown about that. Don't worry, I'm putting it together. The hell story is not what you guys think it is, people. The hell story is not what you guys think it is. Just like Jesus being the Logos, It's not what you think it is. And before anybody got something to say and say, what am I saying? What am I doing? I just want you to ask yourself, where are you receiving your information from? Who told you about hell? Was it our people, or was it the enemy that gave it to your people, your ancestors, and this myth has been passed down to generation to generation? And then you ask yourself, from the moment that myth came along, and I'm just calling it what it is. They call it a myth, right? With that myth or that statement came along, what has it done for our people? Has it caused our people to rise, come back, demand, ready to fight, ready to die? Or has it caused us to live a life in fear, walking on eggshells, trying to do right by God, but yet you can't even do right by your people who is in that direct image of God? Huh? Huh? How do you decipher the two? How does slaves pick and choose what to do right and what's from wrong? Who told you that? Religion. Religion told you that. My son right now is my son is one in a couple of months, like 2 months. And this little man don't know nothing. The only thing he knows is no, stop, come here. You love your daddy. This is what my son knows. And one thing for certain, two things for sure, that my son will never in his life ever walk into an establishment of anything of religion, whether it's the church, whether it's the mosque, whether it's nothing, anything pertaining with church. My son will not be my son will not be included. If you're preaching the word, even if you're calling on the Creator's name, but the foundation and what you bringing forth is from the foundation of religion, my son will not be attending. I won't be attending. Why? Because we're not using no more religion. Religion is over for. Religion is AKA cult. That's what religion is. Now if we on the path of righteousness and we doing things in righteousness, decency, and order, I'm all for that. I support that. You uplifting our people. You're not giving judgment on a person because of their mistakes. I'm not looking at you for the mistakes you've done. I'm paying attention to the improvement you are doing. That's what we're looking forward to. That's what righteousness is. Seeing the great in our brothers, even though they got their trials and tribulations. Let us not forget we are in captivity. Let us not forget that we are in prison. How can me, a man that's not in a position of power, pose judgment and talk down and murmur and backbite on individuals, knowing that these individuals is dealing with the same spirits that was poured into them through religion? Now these demons are inside these individuals, causing these brothers and sisters to err and fumble. Who's going to lift each other up? Am I not my brother's keeper? Huh? It's a whole different time right now. It's a whole different movement that's taking place. We ain't here to play these games, man. It's over for that. If you want to allow religion to guide your path, if you think religion is your foundation on what you want to do, then, shout outs to you. But I'm telling you that you would never make it into the Holy Land with the mindset of a religion, because we never knew what religion was. We was always righteous. This world turned us into religious, believing, God-fearing Christians, Islam, Buddha, all of this. This world did that. And the reason why a lot of you guys ain't connected, like I said before, is because you don't acknowledge your mother. And as long as you're not acknowledging your mother, calling on her name, it's there for you. Sunini, Nanini, Na is your mother. Don't listen to the nonsense that they coming out saying Nana is evil. That's the evil mother. That's the BS. Like I said, I just showed you the other day that Sunini Nanini in the Zulu language converted to English means always sin. You see what they doing? They're doing everything in their power to ensure that you never call on that name. But we ain't here to play. We gonna rise together. Together we stand, together we fall. And when we fall, we don't die. We always multiply. It's your brother, man, from the motherland, from the other side. Continue doing what I do. And if it's your first time, I hope it is not your last. And if it's your second time, that means I'm still on your mind. And if you know who it is and who I am and what I'm here to do, I'm here to do what? To continue keeping my foot on you heathens, you Hebrews, and the newly installed heathenites next. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Listen to the Creator say one time for the one time. And I'ma holler at y'all. One.